Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Shady Vance, Vladimir Futon.
Yes,
Jethro Dull.
There you go.
You had many thoughts. You said J.D. Vance isn't like the school bully. He's like the school bully's flunky sidekick who cheers on the bully when he beats up the poor kid.
Yeah, he's like the toady.
Yeah.
Somebody also said he's like every bully that you wanted to beat up in a John Hughes movie, and John Cryer said, I can confirm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's him. I mean, he's a very, very special case hillbilly vanilli. I mean, he's so loathsome. And again, I seem to think he's running because he thinks that Donald Trump is going to die in office the first week, which makes me even nervous for Trump's health. Yeah. But I mean, he began with the lie about the Iran money. And that's when I guess Tim Walz didn't begin his job as official debate fact checker. But like this guy, J.D. Vance is like the corporate pharma executive calmly assuring you idiot media that this new opioid is completely non-addictive. He looks like a televangelist denying that he ever picked up any hitchhiking teenage boys. J.D. Vance is the petulant frat bro who comes to your dorm party, and the whole night he's in the corner loudly arguing, healthcare is a privilege, not a right, and hours later the party's ended, and this douche is still there, drunkenly weeping about how girls don't like him, and you realize you hate your roommate for inviting him to your dorm party. That's J.D. Vance.
One last one. You said he is a fusion of every kid that vanished in the Willy Wonka factory tour.
Yes, a fusion of all four of them.
Yes.
He's all of them.
Yes.
He's Veruca and Gloop.
We were talking about how he lied about stuff that's in his own book when he blames illegal immigrants for his mother's drug problem. And he retweeted Lisa, who said Vance's mom stole drugs from the hospital where she worked as a nurse. As a nurse myself, this is the worst drug addict behavior there is. The addict steals drugs from patients and leaves them suffering in pain. Blaming immigrants for her addiction is an abhorrent racism. I mean,
but he's smart enough to know the Donald Trump audience doesn't like books, so they'll never find out. I mean, they asked him about how to reduce school shootings, and he said, we've got to make the doors stronger, we've got to make the windows stronger. And the next day, our BS corporate media was talking about how it was a tie. He was not slick. He was not smooth. He lied incessantly. And he said that he would have voted to throw out the votes of the American people in 2020. He is not qualified to hold office, this eyeliner monstrosity mediocrity.
Yeah. He, by the way, another thing on the guns thing you tweeted, that he said we have way higher rates of mental health substance abuse.
Yeah.
On why he doesn't want to do anything on gun violence. I'm like, we're not the only country that has mental health issues or substance abuse. I mean,
we're not.
Yeah.
No, we're the only one that has violent video games, and that's got to explain why it keeps happening here.
So we were talking to Glenn Kirshner, who's going to join us in Kansas City next Saturday, along with Jess Piper, and we're still working on things.
Yep.
I told Glenn he's joined us so much that he's a cast member. Technically, he's going to have to wear tighter pants and get a tight 5. Okay. No, I mean, I don't mean Hal Sparks tight, but at least, John Fugelsang tight. Okay.
I don't want to know what that means.
Yeah, what?
John's pants are tight, but they're not painted on like Hal's.
Okay, got it.
Difference.
I mean, I wear fitted clothing, but you can't tell what religion I am, if that's what you're asking.
I already know that. Okay, so listen, we were talking to Glenn about, it's just, the irony, this legal rake factory that Donald Trump is walking through, it's entirely his own fault. He's, him delaying this and his stacked Supreme Court. One analyst said, why are they doing this 30 days before? That is entirely a function of the Supreme Court's calendar. There was a direction from the judge to make this filing. It's not somehow the narrative has got out that Jack Smith dropped some bombshell 30 days before Election Day. That's simply not accurate. This came from the court, and it's a filing that is required to lay out the facts of the case. Because of this ridiculous immunity decision by his judges, right? That's why that's why we're here. But I mean,
it seems more and more, doesn't it? Like the judges really did figure out a way to give Trump immunity just through one more election. And we said at the time, Jack Smith is going to get around this. He's going to just go outside the lines of their Sharpie, and he did it. It was like He turned in his book. They gave him 1,000 notes and wanted him to change everything. And yet it's still, the book's got the same beginning, middle, and ending. And it's still the exact evidence he wants to put in front of a jury, because he stresses throughout that these were the actions of a private citizen in a private enterprise, not officially a president.
Yeah.
Him talking with his private attorneys, his private advisors. And it's everything we hoped it would be. It's beautiful.
Well, we were saying we were shocked that we could still be shocked. But, man, if Andrew Weissman can be shocked, like he said, the Supreme Court required Jack Smith to truncate his proof, to only use witnesses who are private witnesses or people in public office, but acting in a private capacity as a candidate, even with that limitation that you can't use any evidence from people who are acting in official capacity at the White House or elsewhere. This sort of is a body blow after body blow with really shocking evidence. I'm old enough to remember Watergate, which was a scandal about cheating, trying to find out why what it is your opponent knew through legal means and covering that up. This is so much worse. It lays out an effort to undermine and thwart the votes of millions and millions of people just to stay in office, and the evidence is coming from Trump's own people, his own lawyers, his own campaign staff, most notably his own vice president, who had every incentive to want to win that election, decided to act out of principle and follow the rule of law. I mean, he just said it's a read that is so graphic, so devastating, so dispiriting that this is where this country is, when these allegations are the kind of thing that the normal laws of gravity would have people understanding this person should never be in office again, based on this really detailed show of the facts around what Trump did. It was, I have to say, stunning, even though you knew it was coming, to listen to Liz Cheney yesterday, wasn't it? And just remembering that we're supposed to be a nation of laws and the Constitution.
Yeah. Well, it's always stunning when I listen to Liz Cheney and realize that I'm listening to someone this evil and nodding my head at the same time. Let's not forget, folks, the Cheneys are still evil. It's okay. They're allowed to do one good thing. Still evil. Please, liberals, you don't like Liz Cheney. Trust me, you don't. But
no, I was saying, it occurred to me, John, that, if we get our country back and they get their party back, those two could be running against each other next time.
Yes,
Cheney
absolutely.
and Kamala Harris. I mean,
a boy can dream. A boy can dream. I don't think their party's ever coming back. The Republican Party we grew up with, where they were nice people who just happened to be wrong about everything, and that was awkward sometime. No. They have a permission structure now where Donald Trump has unified them by hating the same people they hate. And Republicans who don't get off on hate have had a really difficult time finding a home in this party. But you're right. I mean, Jack Smith gave us a great gift. They did everything they could to rig the most important criminal trial of all time in this nation's history. There's never been a more important court case in America than the president who tried to overthrow the government and take away our democracy.
Yeah.
And Jack Smith found a way that even if the American public couldn't hear testimony before Election Day, we still got the evidence out there. I don't know if this is any evidence that's going to change anybody's mind, but it's all the more reason why Kamala Harris has to be the next president, so Donald Trump can go to trial for his crimes. Because if he wins, all of this gets flushed away.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, man, I would rather not watch a Trump rerun, see the brand new Kamala show, and then see Trump in his 3 binge-watchable reality TV courtroom dramas next year.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
yeah. And then there's work, I think, for me and you and Hal and Frangela to host all the prison blocks on MSNBC. We'll just
Yes.
hand off the hours all weekend.
Oh, Chesbro, you're in this prison too.
Hey!
Exactly.
Love you, John Fugelsang. I'll see you in Kansas City, but I'll talk to you next Friday. Yeah?
Yes. There's no denying it. The vibes are really good right now. But vibes alone won't save our democracy. We need votes. At the Grassroots Democrats HQ, we know what it takes to win elections. Knocking doors, making calls, sending texts, and writing postcards. If we're going to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and give them the Democratic Congress to pass their agenda, then we need to roll up our sleeves and talk to a record number of voters between now and November 5th. But let's be clear, we can't do it without you. So, are you ready to work? This is a fight for freedom and our future, and everything is at stake. Don't wake up on November 6th wishing you had done more. Join us. Go to grassrootsdems.org today to sign up to volunteer, and let's go win this thing.